right, I'm back down at the house today working on the cabinetry. I'm in the dining room right now getting ready to wrap up some things. I need to cut off the shims that are under the front of the cabinet and put on the toe kick all the way across the base cabinets. I need to put on all the glass doors across the upper cabinets, and then also need to install the in cabinet and under cabinet lighting. That may wait for another day because I got some other cabinetry stuff to wrap up. We have the countertop templater coming soon, and we need to make sure that everything is ready to go for him so we can get our countertops templated and get those made. I'm also going to work on some finishing up some things in the kitchen cabinets, and then going to head upstairs to the master bathroom today and get those base cabinets set. Those base cabinets have to get set, then the countertop needs to get made and installed, and then once that's done, more cabinetry, the uppers, will sit on the countertop. So got to get the base set so we can get the countertop so we can finish the cabinetry in there. So lots of stuff to wrap up here, and we keep making more and more progress. We're hoping to move in about 4 weeks, give or take. So the push is on right now. With this COVID-19 pandemic, I've been out of the office except for emergencies, so I have had more time on my hands to get a lot of these projects wrapped up. So if there is a bright spot in this COVID-19 thing, it is that I've had some more time to work on these projects. I'd rather be in the office seeing patients all the time, and then that would help pay for these projects, but we just don't have a choice right now. Hopefully that is going to be over soon, and the stay-at-home order will be lifted, and we'll be able to get back to work. But probably going to be at least a couple more weeks. So I'm going to make the most of the time and get as much done here as I can. Let me show you exactly what's going on this morning. So this is where I finished up the other evening. And as you can see, we got all the doors in place on the lowers. Still have shims sticking out that need cut off. And then I'll get the toe kick installed all the way across there. We do have some legs that are supposed to be installed underneath these cabinets to give it a more furniture look. But Amber's still not sure if she likes this leg design or not. So I'm gonna hold off on that until she makes a final decision there. And then these upper cabinets are done, except they need all their glass doors installed. And those are right there. That's one of them there. Get an idea what that looks like. Should not be too bad of a project. So I'm gonna get that done as well. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up things here in the dining room. In the kitchen, we're still waiting on the farm sink before we cut out the hole in the cabinet here and before we install this last cabinet. I may have to pull this cabinet out to cut the opening larger and to do the framing. So it's just sitting in here kind of loosely shimmed. But this front panel I may have to cut down and actually build a base inside to hold the farm sink. So we just left it loose for now. And until that thing is set, we're just gonna leave this one loose as well because it has to be set based on this one. So those two are still loose, but nothing more I can do with them until we get the farm sink here. So I'll get that done ASAP. And over here, I've got to secure this in panel. I've mentioned that before. So I've got to put a spacer in that gap there between the upper cabinet and the side panel. And then down here, I need to build a cleat that'll get attached to the floor and secure the in panel to that as well. So that's pretty much going to wrap that up. Let's take a quick run upstairs and we'll look at the master bath and get an idea what needs to be done there. Still haven't done the stairs yet. We've been waiting on those. So we get most of the construction done up here. No sense in refinishing them, only to tear them up. All this up here is covered in X-board. Protect all our beautiful hardwood floors. So all of these big boxes here are holding the bathroom cabinetry. And the master bath flooring is done. Get the lights on here so you can get a better look. So the master bath flooring is done. It's grouted, ready to go. So I'm gonna be able to go ahead and set the base cabinets in here. Obviously we don't have a tile completely done under the cabinets, and that's okay. The cabinets just sit on the tile, and so we did run some pieces across the back there to act as spacers. That way we can shim those up. Nobody's ever gonna know that the tile is incomplete under there. If we ever end up redoing this bath, we're gonna redo the tile anyways, so we'll just tear it out if that day ever comes. The shower looks about the same as it did last time. We've got the pan out of it right now. We're going to go ahead and put a coat of primer on this wallboard. And then we're going to, our tile guy is going to come back here in a week or so, and he will skim coat the entire shower, seal all the cracks and the screw holes, and skim coat the entire thing, get it all sealed up and watertight. And then he'll get to work on the tile job in here, which is going to be beautiful. All right, so I'm going to get started downstairs, knock out a few projects there, and then we'll move up here to the master bath. Okay, I got all the toe kick done on the bottom of the cabinets here, and it's amazing how finished and, nice it makes these cabinets look to get that toe kick on there. It had the original just kind of raw wood look and the shims and everything. It really just did not look finished, did not look high-end. But getting that color match toe kick on there really gives it that high-end look and really adds to the appeal of the cabinets. So happy to have that done. And that really wraps up the base cabinets. We do have an end panel, like a raised panel that goes on this end and the other end, just to give it a finished look. Base will run up to it there in the corner. And we are going to do some sort of leg. I'm not sure if we'll do the ones that we got, that sort of Craftsman style or something else on the bottom there. We're looking into some different options. The upper cabinets, you'll see I still don't have the doors on, and I've actually changed my mind. I'm not going to put the doors on there yet. For one thing, I want to go ahead and do the cabinet lighting, get that taken care of. And also I want to go ahead and do the starter molding across the top and get ready for the crown without having to worry about beating and banging the doors, breaking the glass, anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and leave the doors off for now and come back to that at a later date. Here in the kitchen, I'm gonna go ahead and do this last little project here on the built-in for the refrigerator. I'm gonna go ahead and mount the cleats and get this end panel attached firmly. And then I'm gonna turn around here to this wall and go ahead and build out the beverage center. That's where we'll have the alcove for the refrigerator and the ice machine. And there'll be a countertop and then some upper cabinets as well. That'll be glass, and they'll have lighting in them for glassware, stemware, and that sort of thing. So I'll go ahead and spin around and get started on those here in just a few minutes after I knock out this last little piece on the refrigerator panel. All right, so we got some cleats installed on the floor to hold the bottom of the refrigerator panel steady. They blend in nicely. I used pieces of the hardwood floor, some scraps that we had, cut them into 3/4 inch strips, and then attached them to the end panels and the floor with cabinet screws. And then up here, again, we used a couple pieces of scrap and made a spacer. Put a couple of countersink screws there, and so now the panel is attached solidly at the back and down here at the bottom, so that thing's not going anywhere. And this guy's ready for the refrigerator, so that's exciting. We shifted our attention over here to this wall. This is where the beverage center is going to go. So we got 3 cabinets up top here, and then a small cabinet and some other partitions down below. And then we've got an ice maker and a beverage refrigerator going in here. And I had to go ahead and case out this opening. This is a cased opening, no door or anything here. So I've been working on putting this casing in. So I've just got it knocked together loosely right there just to make sure everything would fit. I'm going to take it down now and use some wood glue and the pin nailer to go ahead and set the top and make sure it's not going to pop loose later on. And then I'll go ahead and put casing up around it. Once I've got the casing up, then I'll go ahead and be able to get the center of this wall, between the 2 pieces of casing. And once I've got the center, then I'll be able to go ahead and set the cabinets and make sure they're centered in between the trim. So everything's got to go in a certain order. I'm going to go ahead and get this cased opening finished up here, and then we'll go ahead and put our ledger board up and start popping some cabinets up. So I got the cased opening in place, got everything level and plumb, and got plenty of shims and nails in there to hold everything in place. No door hanging on this, so you don't worry about the extra weight, pulling the jamb loose, but it still needs to stay in there and last the test of time, so I didn't spare the nails. I used this Bostitch 16 gauge finish nail, and it does a real nice job for these heavier casings. It's a little overkill when you're talking about actually doing the exterior casing or stool and that sort of thing for windows. So I like to use my little pen nailer for that. But for this, it works great. It really fires them in there nicely, and the nails have a good texture to them so they don't slip out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and trim the shims off, and we'll go ahead and put some casing around the outside of this finished opening. And then I'll finally be able to get my measurement on the wall here, put my ledger board up, and start positioning some wall cabinets. All right, so I got the casing done on the outside of the door opening there, and I was able to get my measurements now for the wall cabinets. I've got the center line marked with the laser, as well as the bottom of the cabinets marked with the laser. And using that one, I made, put some marks on the wall and then put the ledger board up, got it screwed into the blocking. And so we're ready to go ahead and assemble these cabinets, get them all screwed together, and then hoist them up there and put the screws to them. But it's super late. I got to work tomorrow at the office. And so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the evening, come back and hit this stuff again tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully go ahead and get this whole thing knocked out tomorrow, and then head up to the master bathroom. So we're gonna keep churning away on these cabinets and keep knocking them out as quickly as we can, but making sure that we do a bang up job and get them looking really good. We are in the home stretch. It's so exciting. We're looking at probably 4 to 6 weeks before we can finally move in. So got to keep pushing. It's been 2.5 years. It's hard to believe. And, you know, we are just dead tired, but we're just going to keep pushing, working long days, late hours, and getting this stuff done because we can't wait to get moved in and begin to enjoy this house. So see you guys down here tomorrow.